Today's book is the Usborne Introduction to Keyboards and Computer Music, published by Usborne in 1985, costing £2.50, with programme for C40, VIC-20 plus 8K, the MSX, the Spectrum, the Electron and the BBC. Keyboards and Computer Music was written by Philip Hawthorne, consultants were Vince Hill, Peter Harrell, designed by Tim Blundell, edited by Judy Tatchell, and the computer program was written by Chris Oxlade. Music was written by Philip Hawthorne, illustrated beautifully throughout. You can get the PDF for free from the Usborne website. So, let's crack on. So the book is all about electronic music and the instruments that make it, which range from cheap portable keyboards, I bought one once for 99p, to large expensive synthesizers that you see on top of the box. Other electronic instruments are covered, such as drum machines, guitars. It explains how they're played, how they actually make the music here on records, how you attach different synthesizers to each other. The book also covers how to compose your own music, write your own songs, and actually come to the program to type in and play. At the end, there's even a buyer's guide which details different keyboards you can buy, the cost, the different presets and rhythms they have, and their special features. On this page, it goes into how the oscillator department of the computer deals with pitch, how you change pitch, how the oscillator works with voltage-controlled oscillators and digital-controlled oscillators. Then it goes on to the next page into how timbre works, or timbre, how filters work, different filter controls, different passes, with all lovely illustrations of little robots running through doors. It's lovely. As an example of the really good content in this book, there's a whole page about programmable synthesizers, which explains all what the different buttons do, what the parameters are, the presets, the different keys you can use, the performances, the sockets, the sequencers, the split keyboards, the envelope generators, the joystick to give you a tremolo effect, or a vibrator effect, different foot pedals, different slots. The book also includes multiple pages about composing music. Just make it up in your head, noodle out some notes on a keyboard, making up tunes in time, finding the notes, how music notation actually works, writing down the music, different beats, where to mark down rests, how to work out how rhythms work, sorting out bass, writing harmony, adding melody, and then writing your own song for the sample, buying rhyming dictionaries. It's just really, really a good book. The music program for you to type in is quite complicated, but has a lot of interesting functions. Unfortunately, some of those functions aren't available on the Spectrum. For example, preset sounds, which are available on the BBC and the Commodore, aren't available on the Spectrum, and also not available on the VIC-20 either. You can't do rhythms on the Spectrum or the Electron or the MSX, so no rhythm, no presets. But you start it off, select the time, 4/4 or 3/4, and then you play notes. The notes start at middle C, which is on Q. Then you go QWERTY UI is C to C. P changes the octave, which then turns capital Q to the C above middle C. And you've also got the sharp notes as well. You can either play the keyboard just normally, or you can record, and it records the notes you play. Alternatively, you can type in the notes, which give you different options for duration. You can clear it, you can repeat it, you can edit it, put bars in, or tell you if the bars are wrong. You can repeat bars, and you can edit. So, let's get started. We fire up the Composer program. It loads some things. We select the time we want, 4/4 or 3/4. I'm going to choose 4/4. And here we are in command mode. You need to enter capital letters. I later on fixed the program to turn caps lock on. Otherwise it's a bit of a pain. Here we are. So, keyboard. Do you want to record? Yes or no? We're going to say no, do not record, off. We now use the top line of the keyboard where Q is middle C. I might put the tempo wrong. Choose a tempo 1 to 15. Here, back in the keyboard. Right. Don't want to record, so let's press some keys. So, G, 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 this is chopsticks. You press G 12 times. Up a bit to B, A, B. Then you do C, 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 B, A. And then repeat. This is me pressing keys on the keyboard, and it's not recording them, it just makes the noises for you. You only get to press the keys you want. You can have spaces, but just pause. bass from middle C up to the C, 2 levels above it, C3, which is called. And that's chopsticks. So I wanted to play something a bit properer for you. Obviously, had to be out of copyright, so we don't get done for that. So I thought, what's nice and simple? We looked at some various classical pieces. Some of them needed lots and lots of fingers, which we can't really do on the Spectrum. It's monophonic, certainly in 48K. So I thought, okay, how about fur release, which you get at the start of Phoenix. Try that one. And also Moonlight Sonata, which is always nice. So fur release is a problem, in that it's in 3/8 time. We don't support 3/8 time, so that one's out. Moonlight Sonata, brilliant. Let's look at that. And it starts below middle C, which was a bit of an issue because we only go down to middle C, which is C1 here is middle C. So I thought, okay, how difficult would it be to add another octave? And as the answer was, not actually that hard. So I added another octave, which is called 0. It goes from C0 up to B0, then into middle C. So this is me typing in all the data for Moonlight Sonata, or at least up to I got bored. So here, going through all the bars. 4 beats to a bar. Unless I got the whole beat wrong. Who knows? So changing one of the notes, we're going to try to, because it's not quite right. I think it should have been G. I think 67 should have been G0. So I'm going to start from, which note am I going to start from? I can look at what the note is as well. I'm not very good at reading music and trying to guess, is that a line? That's below the line, so that's G, or is it A? So now I'm scrabbling through looking at the piece of paper. Because unfortunately there are lots of notes, so if you're not careful you start reading the bass notes, or the wrong line, because there are like 12 notes in each bar, plus there's melody bits, which I can't do. So it's not the easiest thing to type in. When you're playing the keyboard, changing octave is not too bad. It's O or P, and just keep on typing rather than have to think, as it B0, B so-and-so. At one point I was trying to enter B sharp, because that's what it looked like on the sheet. But apparently B sharp doesn't exist. Which is a bit, unless it was C sharp, I don't know, I'm not a musician. So then I gave up. C, B, A, G sharp, who knows? I'd be sitting here for an awfully long time. Yeah, here we are. Change note 69. And, of course, that's a bit of a problem because that's out of the end. So, oh, dear. So, basically, I've jumped out of the program after entering 68 notes. Yeah. That's not so good. So, have a quick look in the book and work out. Basically, the code is actually fine. It would be nice if it did a check. There we are. Let's try it at a faster tempo. That was Introduction to Keyboards and Computer Music from Usborne. This 48K Spectrum was limited in terms of music. It couldn't play music at the same time as doing anything else. Issuing the beat command would stop the system clock. If you're very clever, like Matthew Smith, you can make music play in manic minor by really clever machine code stuff. I'm not clever. Moving on to the 128K Spectrum, the plus 2, you get the play command. This lets you play music in a much more natural manner. Rather than beeping 0 for middle C, you just play lowercase c, which will play a note at middle C. And you can sharpen a note, you can flatten a note, you can repeat notes, you can change the duration of notes. The 9 octaves with command 01 to 9, they do overlap, but you can go all the way from middle C down a few octaves and up a few octaves. You get the whole selection of notes: semi-quaver, dotted semi-quaver, quaver, dotted quaver, crotchet, dotted crotchet, minim, dotted minim, semi-breathe, plus also triplets: the triplet semi-quaver, the triplet quaver, the triplet crotchet. Rests. It has 3 channels: an A, B and C channel. The A is the most important. You can basically mix different notes together, essentially playing with 3 fingers. You get to alter the tempo. The default tempo is 2 crotchets a second. You can repeat notes infinitely. You have a choice of waveforms. You have a choice of how long they last. And if you have a MIDI system, you can actually export different strings to the MIDI system. What we're going to do here, we're not going to play the MIDI system. I don't have a MIDI system. But we're going to do Moonlight Sonata again, but this time in 128K. So this is the source code for Moonlight Sonata. At the start we sort things out, and here we set up the strings. T60 is the tempo. By default the tempo is 120, which is twice the speed, so we have to reduce it down to 60. V sets the volume, which is between 1 and 15. 15 is the highest. 10, I'm up the bass a bit lower. Set the octave with the O command. 05 is the default, 03 is a bit lower. After that, we have the length of the note. N is a dummy number, because if you have octave and number together, it gets confused. N9 is a semi-breathe, which is 4 beats. We then want to sharp a C sharp. We have to say sharp C. If a piece of music is in brackets, it means repeat it once. If you have a closed bracket but no open bracket, it means repeat forever. I can put comments in. You put comments in the strings as well with exclamation marks. So here is the B string. Because it's this is going to be on channel B, we don't have the tempos irrelevant. This one is slightly louder at 11. And again, we put numbers in. 11, 12 and 13 are triplets, where you play 3 notes in the time it would take to play 2, so it's slightly faster. Again, you have triplets here. And on to C. C is the loudest. Here we'll set up the channels, which we're not going to use, and here you can see the play command. Let's go. Towards the end, the timing went a bit odd, but wasn't too bad. Thank you for watching this video on the Usborne Introduction to Keyboards and Computer Music. You can get the PDF for free from the Usborne website. I got the information about turning on CapsLock via POKE thanks to users at GlobalNet. I'll put the link in the description. I got the music for Moonlight Sonata from the Norwich Public Library. The book was Bach, Beethoven and Brahms for piano, everybody's favourite series, published by Amsco. I'll have the information in the description as well. And I was helped by learning about music. I learned such things as
Well, I didn't obviously know what notes were, but I was trying to work out how many notes were between the treble stave and the bass stave. And I thought there were loads and loads because there's quite a big gap. Apparently, no, there's not that big a gap. Then I thought, why is there a sharp note here? This seems rather strange. Have they spelled the sharp symbol wrong? Now, apparently it was a natural, which is like, right, what's that then? Then I discovered what keys were. And all this stuff I learned from musictheoryfundamentals.com. Again, link in the description. But that's enough of me wittering on. Thank you for your time, and hopefully see you again.